live. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the WyvernX pre-launch live stream. Thank you very much for joining. Today, we're diving into everything you need to know about WyvernX and its fair launch model. But before we do that, I wanted to double check the technical stuff. So if you could write in the chat if you can hear me, because I cannot hear myself. So type in chat if you can hear me, and if you hear also the music. There should be music in the background playing. Let me see here. Yes. Okay. Gabriela Sosnowska says yes. Okay, you hear me. Very, very good. Okay. Right. So, I mean, the live stream, I wanted to cover like the Wyvern, what's going to happen tomorrow. So the goal of this live stream is to basically prepare you for tomorrow's launch, so that you're not caught off guard. And because I basically was not showing the dApp so far, and there's a lot to cover. We can also talk about WyvernX fair launch model, and what it means and what makes it the game changer in TINC ecosystem. So get ready for an exciting session. I hope some questions will be popping up along the way. I wanted this to be also a quite interactive session. I don't know how long we're going to go for, Did Jake tell? Okay, the first question: did Jake tell you minting will come back? I guess Jake told me. I mean, he doesn't have to tell me. Like, the entire protocol is built around TINX minting. So I guess if you're in TINX, you know that it will come back because it's been designed this way. But yeah, we can talk about it also later. Excited times. Thanks for the question. Right. So what I wanted to do as the kind of next step is to show you the dApp and kind of take you a little bit into the future. So I changed the smart contract a little bit so that you can see the statistics from the future for WyvernX, and I hope that this is going to kind of give you an overview of how it's going to look like in the future if you don't take action now, so to say. Because the entire protocol has been programmed with a difficulty mechanism. So with each passing day, it's going to get harder and harder to mint WyvernX. But we can cover this in a second. So let me go here to my studio, $10 million studio, and see if I can set this up. So there we go. You should see now the WyvernX dApp and how it's going to look like tomorrow. However, this is not yet the finished version, because as you can see here, we have WyvernX day 12. It's basically the old smart contract. I will have to right now deploy with you a new smart contract so we have a fresh data. So what you're seeing is a minting website. So this is where WyvernX hunters are going to hunt WyvernX for you. How it works is that you're basically depositing TINX to the smart contract, and that TINX kind of buys you WyvernX tokens. So these hunters are going to hunt WyvernX, Also, everything kind of in WyvernX is set up in a specific theme, and because I'm from Poland, I also thought maybe it's a very good approach to basically build WyvernX around a Witcher theme. So wyverns um, can be encountered in Witcher. So in the first version of Witcher, I don't know if you guys played it, but I know my brother did, and so yeah, there you can encounter wyvern, and these are like creatures that are more European version of a dragon. They don't have 4 legs, just 2, and well, they don't spit fire, but they are also formidable creatures. And so I wanted to build this around, around wyvern and Witcher theme. So you will see in the DApp. Let me just quickly switch to the DApp again. There it is. You'll see a lot of these background images that will feature a wyvern. Well, due to copyright issues, I didn't want to run into any copyright issues, so there's no Witcher here in the app. But wyvern we can use everywhere. Right. So let me go back to the to my programming software so we can deploy the new smart contract, and then I can run you through the entire app again. So give me just a few seconds so I can deploy everything here. And I hope the tag gods and presentation gods are with me so that everything works as expected. So let me see. Yeah, we're now deploying a new version of the smart contracts. The entire DApp right now is deployed on Pulse Chain testnet. And for those of you who don't know, Pulse Chain is basically a new version of Ethereum. So it has been forked from the Ethereum network, and it's also from Richard Hart, and basically all the state from Ethereum. So Uniswap, TINC, or any applications that were there at the point of the fork, they're also available on Pulse Chain. And so you can basically, if you wanted to test on kind of Ethereum, but also there's always problems with testnets on Ethereum. So I decided to test everything on Pulse Chain testnet. Yeah, so the contracts were deployed. Let me just quickly grab the new ABIs. So right now you'll probably see me just my cursor going through the software. But yeah, we're almost there. Deploy smart contracts. Bip. Bip. There we go. Let's put that up here. Okay. Now let's refresh the DApp. And let's see. Let me see here the chat. You guys writing anything? Where's the chat? Too many windows. Open. Yeah, excited times. Jake has minting labeled as ended. So can we clarify this in the TINX documents? I don't think you can turn off minting in TINC because it has been programmed to have inflate, like to be inflating all the time. So the minting cannot be disabled in TINC as far as I know. And I'm pretty familiar with the code. So yeah, we would have to like you would have to clarify what do you mean by minting labeled as ended, because the dApp can show this, maybe that it has ended, but you still can call the smart contract functions. So that should not be an issue. And there is no switch off minting in the smart contract, because yeah, that would be also in the documents. But I mean, you can call it minting ended when you feel like, okay, starting a miner right now is not really profitable, right? Because the price is below the miner starting cost. So maybe that's why he wanted to pivot the focus of TINC more to the other projects. But yeah, I'll have a look at this once more after the live stream. Thanks for pointing it. Okay, let's go back. We have now the minting app. So as you can see, now we have WyvernX day 1, and now the smart contract has been set up in such a way that 1 day is 1 minute. So I'll have to later, you will see that I will have to quickly click through the app, because all these activities that I will be doing now to hire a hunter have to be done within that 1 day, so within 1 minute. And on a test net, these transactions can take some time. So let's see if it works. So what you see is a hire WyvernX panel, where on the left side you choose the properties of a hunter. You can choose the hunt days, so a length of how long the hunter will be hunting for WyvernX, and the strength of the hunter. And also, as you can see, here it's more of a gamified approach. And yeah, I wanted just to present as much lore from the games and show kind of love and appreciation to what Sapkowski did with the Witcher. Present that also through Wyvern. So you can choose the properties, and on the right hand side you have the statistics that are, of course, an estimated ROI, potential ROI, and there's nothing that's guaranteed here. But what you're looking at is that one hunter that is hunting for 280 days with the strength of 100 is going to give you an estimated WyvernX reward of 32,000 WyvernX tokens at the end. So at the end of the 280 days. Now, this will require 2,800,000,000 TINC, which is around now $415. So that's the maximum miner, but this you can change, right? If you change the strength, this will lower the cost of that hunter, right? So if you choose, for instance, one, the kind of the weakest hunter, you have to deposit only 28 million. Only 28 million. I don't know if that's a little or a lot. But yeah. So let's try now to hire a max hunter. And this one also is quite important, right? So the potential hunter market value at the end, so after 280 days, when the liquidity pool starts, is going to be $7,000. Now, let me explain what it is. It's basically the cost of these 32,000 WyvernX if you decide to sell everything. Now, there's going to be a tough decision to make. Whether you sell everything, sell just a portion, and the rest you stake, or you hold long term. This is up to you. But the second option, where you, for instance, sell a portion and the rest you stake, or stake everything, I mean, this is up to you. You have to remember that each hunter is going to kind of add to the staking rewards. So portion of these deposits that are going towards hunters, they are going to be then treated as a staking rewards. Right. So one more thing about this market value. Here you can also have these tooltips that basically explain in detail what's going to happen with the liquidity pool. But you have to remember that this price is also not the final price. So on Ethereum, when you start a liquidity pool on Uniswap, the first person that is creating the pair, so in this case, the pair will be WyvernX and TINC. So the first person that creates that pair has the possibility of setting up the starting initial price for that pair. And so the price for WyvernX, this is just an estimated price, and I set this kind of to allow you to make your ROI calculations, but you have to remember that this final price is going to be higher. And that's what's showing up here. And this is also what I said with the Uniswap starting pool. This is the reason why few of the functionalities in WyvernX protocol will be disabled. And one of these is going to be claiming WyvernX. So claiming WyvernX is not going to be possible until the liquidity pool is created, because otherwise, if anyone could claim just one token of WyvernX, they could create initial price that maybe is detrimental or is not so positive. It will not have a positive impact on the protocol. So it's quite crucial that for the initial phase of 280 days, of the minting phase, no tokens are allowed to be claimed. So you can treat it as a kind of a vesting period, so to say. So that's your estimated ROI based on these numbers. So let's see chat here. Any questions? No questions are asked right now. Okay, Jennifer Hams. Okay, claps. Thank you very much, Jennifer. Yeah. Hello, Jenny. I don't know if you're still here, but if you're still here, like, yeah, you can come over and we can dance some bachata. This is my friend. Okay. Anyway, going back, let's approve the TINC. So in when it comes to tokens, you first have to approve the smart contract to spend the TINC from your wallet. So we have to first approve the wallet. Let's wait 12 more seconds so that we have an entire day. And I think I have to first run the function to refresh the smart contract. And the day will change here to, okay, we're in the day 12. So in the future, on the day 12, you're going to have only 30,000 of tokens. So that's basically 1,300 tokens less. So that I hope already gives you an idea of how fast this will be decreasing. So it makes sense to be early and yeah, make your investing decisions early and the protocol. So as you can see here, the approve is pending. We approved the smart contract. Now we're going to hire the hunter. I don't know if you see my MetaMask. I guess no, you cannot see my MetaMask, but basically I open now MetaMask to see if the transaction is confirmed. And we're still waiting for the contract. Okay. First technical issue, the contract interaction failed. Most likely because, yeah, as I said, the the testnet transactions are relatively slow. So we have to approve again and see if this transaction goes through. There we go. Let's try again. And let's see. Okay. This transaction went through without issues. So I successfully hired a hunter, and now you will see that hunter here in the summary. And so this is where you're going to see all like snapshots of all your hunters with all the stats. Now, what I also wanted to show here, you guys, is that there's a kind of hidden referral system in WyvernX where you don't have to share any links. You don't have to, post on social media your links and try to get people into your under your structure to get a benefit. Basically, you don't have to do all this crap. It's basically a system that rewards you for being early. So for being early, you will have kind of two rewards. The first one is early hunter bonus, which is being added to your tokens, to your final reward. And right now, it starts at 10% and it works its way down to 0 at day 281. So only for the minting phase, you'll have that 10% extra bonus. And then you will have a Wyvern rank bonus, which rewards you for being early. And everyone that starts after you is going to bump up your Wyvern rank bonus and is going to give you extra WyvernX for free. So it pays off to be relatively early in the participating in the minting phase. Now I'm going to hire a second hunter. Let's wait the 30 seconds to show you how much more or less just one hunter that starts after you is going to give you of a bonus. So let's see here. Let's wait a bit. 2 more seconds. No. Okay, let's update smart contract. And this is not going to happen in life, right? Right now it's just set up for 1 day. It's set up for 1 minute, but in real life it's going to be 24 hours. So you won't be able. You won't have to do that because also a lot of other people will be calling the smart contract. Okay, approve. See here, approved, and hire the second hunter. Okay, gas fee too low. Yeah, that's what I said. This is because of the one they set up, but I did it so that you have a little bit of information from the future. So for instance, on the 15th day, you're going to get way less WyvernX. Right now it's almost 2,000 less tokens. Yeah, this is a bit annoying. So let's try again. Or what we can do is actually set this up to 90, and this should be also fine. There you go. So as you can see here, you have the second hunter that start after you. It's your hunter. So there, if other hunters are starting, they will also give you the bonus. But just one single miner that starts after you is going to give you 17. I think at the very beginning it's 20, right? So to calculate it with 10, you're going to get 170 more, and with 100 hunters that were ever created, if you were the first one, right, you would get 1,700 tokens for free. and that then translates to really your ROI, final ROI. So that's what I wanted to show you in the WyvernX Hunter Hire Hunter section. Let me see if there are any questions. No more questions. Okay. So let's move on to the segment where I also talk a little bit about the functionalities that are going to be active and disabled. So tomorrow you won't be able to claim, right? So if you start a hunter, this option will be disabled. I enabled this right now just to show you that the claiming is frozen, and it would be frozen for 280 days. So on the day 281, the admin, so the deployer of these smart contracts, is going to enable the claiming. And claiming will be enabled only after the liquidity pool has been created. And only then you'll have the possibility of calling this function, claim, which will then reward you with the WyvernX tokens that are listed here. Now, once that happens, you will be able to move on to the deposit section. And basically, this is like a staking that we normally know. But here you're depositing TINC to the war chests. And once you deposit TINC into the war chest, this increases your influence, you know, and then the WyvernX universe. And the more influence you have, the more rewards you're going to get long term. And there's a lot of statistics that you can go through, and I will not go through this in detail, but tomorrow you can go through them yourself. But right now, as you can see, when you call this function, this will also be disabled, but it will say you have no influence. You won't be able even to call this. But I'm showing you right now that basically you have to have minimum one influence in order to start a deposit. And now it says an insufficient balance because we don't have any TINC balance. So you're depositing TINC here, and it will also be showed up here in the summary. So there are like these snapshots of your deposits, and after that you'll be able to move to the war chest section. So there are cycles in WyvernX, which are basically on a rolling basis going to reward the depositors of TINC. And this is happening, all of this is happening still within WyvernX ecosystem. Let me take a sip of my alcohol. Cheers. Also, I mean, it's Friday, right? We should be kind of happy that weekend is starting. Some partying for me, at least tomorrow. I don't know what your plans are, but I'm going dancing. So yeah, happy about it. So why war chest? So basically, for each cycle, and there are 5 cycles. So 8-day cycle, 28-day cycle, 90-day cycle, 369-day cycle, and the longest, like over 2 years cycle. Each of these cycles are going to receive on a rolling basis TINC. So when the WyvernX hunters are being started, portion of the fees are going to flow into these war chests. And if you have influence here, you're going to be receiving those TINC, and this is called TINC loot. So you'll be eligible to TINC loot if you deposited any WyvernX. But these 2 tabs, I guess, right for the first 280 days, they are going to be irrelevant. but just, walking you through the dApp so you have an idea of what you can expect from WyvernX. And the most of the functionalities that are going to work are going to be found here in the vault. So vault is at the core of WyvernX, and this is basically a place with this beautiful wyvern. Oh my god, when I look at this image, it's crazy good. And this is, by the way, AI generated, so this is I guess we oftentimes we underestimate how powerful these tools are and what type of tools we have at our fingerprints now with AI. This is astounding. But anyway, Vault is the place where you're going to manage TINC that has been deposited to WyvernX, and you're going to manage it within the TINC protocol. So here you will find functions such as claiming TINC rewards, staking TINC, and also buy and burn. So here, these functionalities will still be working. And as you can see, we through these two hunters, we've accumulated some fees. And it's basically these tiles has been placed in a kind of logical order. So when you go to this place, you kind of can expect, okay, what should I be doing here? Okay, so the first thing you could do, if there are fees available, you can send them and distribute them across the WyvernX ecosystem. So let's do that now. And these fees are going to flow into different places, right? So one of that places is the vault. So these fees will flow right now to the vault and the war chests. And as you can see, the transaction has been claimed. And now you see that you have some TINC that is available for staking. Now, this section has to be explained, right? So WyvernX at the core is a synergy protocol with TINC. So what this means is that the functionality within WyvernX has been designed in such a way to work with TINC hand to hand. And so portion of the staking rewards is going to go from TINC staking rewards. So when you stake in WyvernX, there's going to be three sources of rewards. The first one is going to be the WyvernX hunters. The second one is going to be portion of these fees from TINC. And the third source is going to be from the liquidity pool itself, right? So on Uniswap, the liquidity providers, they normally receive fees for providing liquidity. So going out there and taking the risk. So, and these fees normally are claimed by liquidity providers, but in WyvernX, all of that is moved to the protocol. So whenever there are accrued some liquidity fees, so when people are trading on Uniswap, the pair of WyvernX and TINC, these fees are going to flow into TINC staking rewards. So this process here, what we're doing right now is taking the TINC that has been deposited through the hunters, and we're going to stake that in the TINC protocol. Now, I'm not going to do that because the fee is actually we could try. I don't know if I have enough money. Yeah, I should have enough gas. So we're going to stake that $500 in the TINC ecosystem. And now the next time there are fees flowing to TINC, and this is going to happen only when the miners are profitable, which I believe, and a lot of the people in the crypto, they are of a opinion that we're still before a bull market. And in the bull market, the things happen in the bull market, right? So for those of you who were not here last bull market, there were JPEGs sold for millions of dollars. Okay, so people were buying a JPEG of a rock with eyes, with laser eyes, for millions. Okay, so this type of insanity is happening only when there's this euphoria in the market. And so you can imagine if people last cycle were buying JPEGs, wouldn't they be buying a token, TINC token, where there's like 30 protocols that we're building the last 2 years on top of TINC? They won't go for the main token and then they're not going to buy. On top of that, there's in the back end of TINC a huge pool of money that's still going to buy and burn TINC. And this buy is going to happen at the market price. So the smart contract would go out there and buy TINC at the current price. No OTC deals, is going to take the actual value and take, for instance, let's say $1,000 and buy that off the market. What normally this does is pushes the price up. So there's a lot of game theory behind it. The WyvernX is basically built on that game theory. And I believe that TINC will have miners profitable again in the future during the next bull cycle. But the smart contracts of WyvernX have been programmed in such a way that even if that doesn't happen, you will still get the rewards, right? Because there will be portion of the rewards from WyvernX hunters and portion of the rewards from the liquidity pool. Of course, the rewards from the liquidity pool we're not talking here about 20%, right? This is 1%, but it's sustainable, right? It's nothing that basically damages the protocol, because oftentimes these DeFi protocols, they're rewarding stakers by inflating the supply. And this is another token design that WyvernX took into account, that in order for a successful token or DeFi token to be sustainable, it has to have either limited supply or some very strong deflationary mechanisms. So in WyvernX, we kind of focused on the fixed supply, and there's a fixed supply. Once WyvernX reaches 41% of the staking pool in TINC, which also is going to happen at some point in the future. So as you can see now, the transaction went through. Let's go back to the dApp. So this is the Titan amount that has been staked in the TINC protocol. And now this TINC kind of gave us some shares in TINC. And these shares, we don't see them right now, but these shares that we own in TINC, they are a part of a bigger pool, right? And once those shares, like once we stake more TINC, those shares are going to grow, and we're going to get more of the share of the TINC staking pool, which is going to also affect the amount of the rewards we're getting out here. Now, why is this important? Because these rewards are going to then be used in a TINC buyer, which is a smart contract within a WyvernX protocol, where we're also going out into the market and buying TINC with the ETH rewards. Let me quickly jump to the to see if there are any questions. Okay, no questions so far. Okay, let's go on. Yeah. Right. And these functionalities, all of them, they will be enabled. So you will have the possibility of calling these functions, but for instance, if